Hi again. We're getting to the end of our book. I'm going to do number 11 from Suzuki Book 2, Minuet in G by Mr. Beethoven. Mr. Beethoven was a classical era composer. He was born in 1770. He wrote Ode to Joy, which we just played at our district strings, and he ended up dying in 1827. And by the time he died, we were well into the Romantic period. Um, so, um, and we'll be playing some of his pieces. We're going to be doing a German concert in the fall. So, Minuet in G has the rhythm that we played in songs number 7, songs number 8. It's got that "Here Comes the Bride" rhythm. So, bum, 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 bum. Okay. Now, this piece, it's called Minuet in G, and it's actually written in G, so 1 sharp, F sharp, fat. So it's written the same for violins and violas, exactly the same. It's not one string down for one of them. Because of that, there's a section in the middle that's actually really kind of tough. We have a little more treble clef for the violas, and we have some shifting where the violins do not have to do any shifting. So I'll take a minute and we'll talk about that. Okay. There are a lot of notes that are slurred together. So right at the beginning, we've got 2 slurred notes and then 6 slurred notes. Until you get this kind of up to speed and in your fingers, I'd suggest leaving out the slurs for right now. It's hard to slur 6 notes together unless you can really do it quickly. Okay, so I'm going to play the first line. For everybody, it starts 1 finger on the A string. And the very first note is a squishy 2 because we said we only have 1 sharp, F. But then immediately after that, in the first full measure, we have a high 2 marked. So that 2 will continue for the rest of that measure. So a squishy 2 for the very first C, and then C sharp, C sharp, C sharp. Okay, so I'll play the first line. Use your 4 here. Back to squishy. Okay, so there's your first line. Now your second line is a little bit tricky. The first note's a B. The second note's an A with a sharp in front of it. So sharp makes something sound a little bit higher. If you sat on something sharp, you're going to jump up higher. So in order to make something sound higher than an open, we're going to put our first finger where first finger would normally be, and we're going to pull it backwards. So it's higher than a 0, but not as high as a regular first finger. So the difference in sound is this. Here's a 0. Here's a backwards first. Here's a regular first. All right. So what they want you to do is play regular first, backwards first, regular first, backwards first, regular first, backwards first. But that sounds kind of yucky. That sounds like this. Let's see. Ugh, I'm having a hard time getting you guys to see my fingers. Okay. So first finger. They don't like this. I don't think your parents are going to like that either. Okay? So what we're going to do instead, we're going to take our first finger, play it regular, slide it backwards towards the scroll, and then plop your 2 as close next to it as possible. And that's actually going to play the same note that your first finger was playing. So it's going to be 1, backwards 1, and then a 2 on the tape. Okay, so it'll look like this. Let's see. 1, backwards 1, 2 squished as close as you can, backwards 1, 2, backwards 1. Now slide your first finger up to regular. So it sounds like this. So there's a slide at the beginning, backwards. There's a slide at the end, forwards. Okay? That's a little bit tricky. It comes back again later in measure 13. So you should know how to do it. Do it exactly the same way. All right? Now, at the third line, your books may look different. Sometimes there's a repeat sign or a first ending. Violins, you get to play. It's very well. It's not very easy, but it's relatively easy. Can't reach my violin. Okay, violins here. Violas, since you're playing exactly the same notes, it's written in treble clef. And I'm going to tell you, the finger numbers that are written there are correct, but it is third position, first finger on the A string. And you might want to write that right in your book, right? Third position, Roman numeral 3, A string, first finger. The note is D on the A string. So we're going to be here. The finger numbers that are written in are correct. So it's going to be 1, 4, 4. Stretchy 3, 4. And the next number has a 4 and a 0 over it. So clearly it can't be this, which is weird. It's called a harmonic. And a harmonic is this kind of, it's a way we split our string up into equal sections. So we can split it in half. We can split it into quarters, we can split it into eighths, we can split it into sixteenths. And at all of those different places, we're going to have a different ringing tone. In order to make that ringing tone, you're going to barely touch. So I always say touch so that you're not pressing the string down at all. You're definitely not touching down as far as you're going to touch the fingerboard. But you're going to not even make a dent in the string. So don't depress the string at all. Don't make a dent in it. So what it sounds like this, sounds like is this. Third position, 1, 4, 3. Now I'm going to slide up towards my nose a little bit. There's my harmonic. So it's a little bit farther with your pinky only from where you were going to be. So this. Harmonic. Back to regular third position. First position is a squishy 2. And now you go back to viola clef. All right. So that's a little crazy. That one's definitely something that you might need to give a call and we'll talk through too. The bottom half of this is all about bowing. It's marked trio, okay? And we have the same key signature as what we had before. There are a few things that are marked in. But the bowings, we have some smooth slurs and some staccato slurs. So a smooth slur, no space in between the note. A staccato slur, meaning when I see a polka dot along with the curved line, is this. Either direction is fine. In this piece, I think always the slurred staccatos are pushed towards the ceiling bows. Okay? So what it sounds like, smooth slur, staccato slur, big smooth slur. Now when I do that smooth slur, I want to get right to the tip, so I have all this room in order to get to, or to fit my slurred staccatos. Push, push. It's actually pretty hard in this section because we've got 2 notes going down and 4 notes going up. Okay? In the next section, so there's a little repeat sign marked there. In the next section, it switches. So now we have 3 smooth pulls. And then some of the books have staccato marks for the second set, and some of the books do not. I would like them all to be staccato. So 3 staccato up bows, 3 smooth downs, 3 staccato up bows, 3 smooth downs. Okay. Violas, you got one last bit. In measure 30, You have one more shift, but this shift is at least written in alto clef, so viola clef. The shift in measure 30 is third position again, but it is on the D string. So we're going to play two normal notes, then shift to third position on the D string with your first finger. Stay there at a 3. Stay there, just play an open. Cross to the A string, stay in third position, add your 4. 2 fingers, third position, A string. 4. Now shift back. All right. I think this one, I can't remember what I did on the last one. I think this one I'm going to play on the viola so that you can see where the shifts are. Okay, I'm not going to do any of the repeats. I'll take the second endings and I'll play straight through the whole thing. Okay, here we go. Backwards, 1. Shift violas. Harmonic, regular third. Back to viola clef. Go on to the trio. Big down. Stop, 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 stop. Now it does say DC al fine, which means you would go back to the top and without repeats play through until it says Fine, which is fine. I'm not going to do that right now. So, all right, congratulations. That's a hard one. Only one more in the book.